Move over here to our Sea Dragons, who maybe these guys are building something. They beat the San Antonio Brahmas at home, a 15-6 win. Kind of a grinder there. Not the prettiest score in the world, but a win's a win. I mean, I don't really care, right? Player of the game, could have gone with a few here. Morgan Ellison had a solid game. He leads the league in rushing. Benanucci had a solid game, but not quite player of the game material. I went with Ja'Cour Pearson again, wide receiver, 8 catches for 76 yards. He continues to lead the XFL in receiving yards and is top in receptions as well. Our photo of the match here by our photographer on site, Emma Ottosen. You can see Ellison celebrating the touchdown that really put the Sea Dragons ahead, and they were never really in doubt of a loss there, but that touchdown really kind of put them ahead, and they just never looked back on it. In the win, quarterback Ben DiNucci became the first quarterback in XFL to pass for 1,000 passing yards. And I got to admit to you, it was hard in this team early on. Hard to DiNucci. I mean, he still had an interception in this game. So, and that's still something that they can fix, is the turnover battle. What does Pete Carroll talk about on different teams? We talk about it's all about the ball. And that could be true in any form of football, right? We could look at college, high school. If you're not protecting the football, my coach would be pissed at me personally, going to a day. Coach Kohler would rip me a new one. I know Curtis knows, can probably speak up on that with coach and taking care of the ball and just Kohlerisms. But no, I mean, they're taking care of they took a little bit better care of the football. DiNucci leads the league in passing yards. Morgan Ellison leads the league in rushing yards. Ja'Cour Pearson's at the top in receiving yards. Josh Gordon's up there as well. Blake Jackson's up there. And I believe receptions. So you've got some solid stuff there, pardon me. And I know the defense kind of struggled the first 2 weeks. But in those first 2 weeks, and even in that loss to St. Louis, the first 2 weeks, and then the win against Vegas, they got their team the ball back, which, whatever happened before, it doesn't matter if you're able to get your team the ball back and they win. Seattle's offense wasn't able to win in weeks 1 and 2. In week 2, they got the ball back. Seattle did actually end up getting the go-ahead score, but then the defense allowed St. Louis to get a field goal. So whatever. I mean, only allowing 6 points in any game, no matter the opponent, is an impressive feat. So I was really happy with the defense and the overall performance. I mean, the defense only giving up 6 points. And then, with Ellison being the leading rusher and DiNucci and the pass catchers, if you're able to figure out that offense on a consistent basis and find a balance, I mean, Seattle's offense was something that a lot of XFL fans talked about this offseason before we began the year. So I don't know. What have you been able to catch Sea Dragons wise, Bel?
Yeah, I think I feel about the Sea Dragons like I felt about, like we said, we should feel about the Sounders. Excuse me. Don't panic. Like, it's the start of the season. I know that first game looked rough, but definitely we knew that they were going to improve. I know I had my doubts also about Ben DiNucci at first after seeing those first 2 weeks, but it's great to see that he's earned that honor of 1,000 passing yards. So I think they can only improve every week, and just go back, watch film, and see where, like I said, where they can improve. So definitely, if they do hit a bump and get a loss here and there, I don't think it's any cause for concern.
Yeah, and then just, at least with this being a 10-week season, like, all of this matters. And so having that quick turnaround is going to be important for them. So they sit at a 2-2 record on the season. They are at 500 finally. They're third in the XFL North, so it's still tough. I mean, with there being only 2 divisions with only 8 teams, I mean, it's going to be hard to jockey for position. Looking ahead, they have a tough matchup on a Thursday night, March 16th, versus the Houston Roughnecks. Houston is 4-0, so it's not going to be an easy feat if Seattle wants to continue the winning. Kickoff time is at 6 p.m. Pacific time on FX, or if you've got ESPN Plus and it's not blacked out for you. Houston, that's a game. There will be a lot of Seattle homecomings there. Quarterback Brandon Slivers as the former Seattle Dragons quarterback from the XFL in 2020. Buddy of mine, Race Porter, is the punter there. He went to O'Day. He went to UW. And then shoot, there's one more person I'm forgetting here. But anyway, it's a big homecoming there.